Okay, so we have another question on set theory. It says show that if A is a subset of B, then A union B will be equal to B. Alright, so how do we prove this? We still use the property of equality of two sets, that if two sets are equal, definitely they are subsets of each other. Alright, so that means this is going to be a subset of this, and this is also going to be a subset of this, for us to be able to show that this and this are equal, just like we've done in the previous solution. So now we need to show that A union B is a subset of B, and B is a subset of A union B. Do you see it now? So how do we do that? How do we show that this is a subset of this and this is a subset of this? The first thing you need to know to show that this is equal to this is that show that this guy A union B is a subset of B, and show that B is a subset of A union B. That's the first thing you need to know, okay, to be able to show this and this are equal. Now that we need to show that this is a subset of this, how again do we show that A union B is a subset of B? All you need to do to be able to show that this is a subset of this, because this one means that every element inside A union B, you will find them inside B. This one means that every element in B is going to be inside A union B. Somebody will be asking me, and there is no element now, where do we find any element from? Don't worry, don't panic. This is not a matter of course you can decide to represent that, okay, let you have element A, B, C. If you keep doing this, you will write as many elements as possible. So what do we do? This is an aspect of abstract algebra. Okay, you will need to think. Don't forget that you can represent. So if we decide to pick an arbitrary element in a given set, say A union B, when we say arbitrary element, it means that arbitrary letter we are choosing could stand for any element that is present in this set. And just like I have said in the previous video, if there are 20 elements here, if I pick any arbitrary element, that arbitrary element can represent any of the 20 members of set A union B. Are you getting it? Let me show you what I'm talking about. Suppose now that A union B is equal to 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now say that let, in this case now, X be a member of A union B. This X being a member of this does not mean X as a single element. Okay, what this means is that S could stand for 1, 2, 3, 4. Any one. That means this is like saying 1 is a member of A union B. This one is like saying 2 is a member of A union B, and or 4 is a member of A union B. Are you getting it now? So you can see that I can pick 1, I can pick 2, I can pick 3, I can pick 4. So any number I decide to pick, which is a member of set A union B, I can use a single arbitrary letter to represent them. Do you see now that I don't need to pick all the elements that, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, being a member of this, let me show that this 1, 2, 3, 4 is in B. We can just use a single letter to represent any of them. Are you getting it? So look at it now. So I will have to show that, for example, if I'm picking 1 now, if I pick 1 here, I will show that this 1 is inside B. If 2, I will show that this 2 is also inside B. I'll pick 3, I'll show that 3 is inside B. I'll pick 4, I'll show that 4 is inside B. So instead of doing those 1, 1, I can choose a single letter to stand in for any of the members of this, and show that if X, which is a member of A union B, if this S can also be a member of B, it will imply, for example, that 1, 2, 3, 4 is in this case is a member of B. Once S can be a member, then any of these can be a member. I'm using this as an example. Do you get it now? Okay. So now, to do this, now say let, I'm picking any arbitrary letter now. I'm starting from this side. Let me use P. Now let P be a member of A union B. I've picked a member now. I will have to show that this arbitrary letter P is going to be a member of set B. Okay, so let's see how we do that. Let this be a member. So from that's union. Excuse me. From the definition of union of sets, what can I say here? It means that what? P is going to be a member of A, or P is going to be a member of B. Do you see that now? So if P is a member of A or P is a member of B, how do I show that is a member of do you see that it is already obvious that P is a member of B? Do you see? But see this now. So what do I do? They now give us an information that A is a subset of what? Of B. Do you see that now? Okay. So look at it. If, or let me say, given that A is a subset of B. Are you seeing it? Given that A is a subset of B, then what can I conclude from here? You know, P is a member of what? Are you getting it? Given that A is a subset of B, then definitely P is going to be a member of A that is a subset of B. Therefore, P is also a member of B. Are you getting it now? So it's like picking it from both sides. So that shows that if P is a member of A, then, and if P is a member of A, and I'm still saying the same thing here. If P is a member of A and A is a subset of B, then P is a member of B. So therefore, or we can say it implies that if P is a member of this, what can you say? P is already a member of A union B, now is a member of B. So I can say that A union B is going to be a subset of B, because an arbitrary element in A union B can be found in B. Okay, so we have this. And if you are going by this, it's obvious. It's a member of this, then obviously A union B is a subset of this. So from either of the two cases of this or this, we can conclude. So from either P is a member of A or P is a member of B, what is the obvious? A union B is a subset of B. You see, we have been able to show that if you say that P is a member of A, we can conclude that this happens to this from here, either this or this. And if we decide to say that P is a member of B, obviously this also follows. Do you get it now? So the second way, conversely rather, if we pick another element, arbitrary element in B, we need to show that that is a subset of A union B. So conversely, let Q, for example, be a member of B. We need to show that that Q2 is an element in A union B. So look at it. If Q is a member of this, what do you think? Then definitely Q is going to definitely be a member of A union B. This is just direct. Do you understand what I said? You know, if Q is a member of B, if I take the union of A and B, which says that elements in either A or B, and since Q is a member of B, in this union I must find Q there. So you can see that Q is a member of this, and Q is also a member. Definitely this one will be a subset of this. It implies that what? B is a subset of what? A union B. What's it done? Hence, from what we have done, if you tag this as Roman figure 1 and you tag this as Roman figure 2, you can say that hence from Roman figure 1 and 2, it follows. What follows now? It follows that A union B is equal to B. This is proved or shown. That's all. Do you get it now? It's very simple. It's as easy as that. I hope you have picked one or two things from this video. I declare that in your academic pursuit, that this thing that you have picked is retained in your cerebrum, and you gain a wider application of it in other questions. In the name of Jesus. God bless you.